ICE agents are arresting Native Americans. Native, according to some of the report, and targeting natives or those that own businesses, etc. Brown is just brown to them, black is just black. Put it in full mask. I want to say this first before I go to the video. So ICE agents detained an employee of an indigenous chef, Sean Sherman, sent him to Texas within 1 day of detaining him. In line with ICE's racial profiling, many indigenous people have been swept up by this immigration dragnet operation. Indigenous people. Here it is.
We're just gonna check his documentation.
Where are you going?
To the federal building. But if he checks out, we'll give him. Okay.
But that's not what happened. We're getting reports from all over the state, actually, that people are being told that they're just going to have their paperwork checked, then brought to the federal detention center, and their friends and family find out the next morning they've been sent to Texas, despite having what folks are telling us is the correct paperwork. This is what Sean Sherman, the internationally renowned indigenous chef here from the Twin Cities, say happened in this case.
So I get a call that ICE was here at the building and that they took one of our employees. We had one of our employees giving rides to the other employees that didn't have cars because nobody feels like it's safe to ride at the public transport, the buses and the light rail and stuff like that, because people are the ICE agents are monitoring those situations. She comes around the corner here, pulls into the backside, and she saw that she was being followed right away. So she turns in behind her building because there's a door right there by the dock. So her goal was just to get people in the building right away. But she said as soon as she parked and put it into park that they had already grabbed him out of the driver's seat. And she said she got out of the car and they all had guns drawn, so she had to get back in the car. And they told her that they were looking for somebody that matched his description, but with no other details.
We're gonna if he's fine, we'll return him back. Okay. We're just gonna check his documentation.
Where are you going?
To the federal building.
But you can't believe that because he ended up in Texas by morning. I haven't been able to talk to our employee who was taken away, but a couple people have been able to and alerted his family. And we were just trying to get him medication. So we're like, yeah, bring it to us, but he was already gone.
Put up his picture again, full mask. Indigenous to this country. Quote, our employees are not criminals, Sherman told Mother Jones in the Twin Cities. Quote, they don't have police records and they're just here to come to work. We're literally a nonprofit trying to serve healthy indigenous food to people. We shouldn't have to worry if we're going to have guns pulled on us on the way to work at all, but this is our reality. A lawsuit was filed this past week by the advocates for human rights against the Department of Homeland Security, saying detainees being held at the Whipple Federal Building are being denied the right to speak to immigration attorneys before moving them out of the state. In his interview with Mother Jones, Sherman said the use of the Whipple as a detention center is, quote, more salt in the wound for Native Americans, given it's located at Fort Snelling, which was used as a concentration camp for the Dakota people in the 1860s. While it hasn't been fully confirmed that the employee was indigenous himself, we have multiple incidents of ICE agents harassing and detaining Native Americans all over the United States of America. Tribal leaders and members who live in the greater Minneapolis area say indigenous family members, friends, and neighbors have been stopped, questioned, harassed, and in some cases, detained solely on the basis of their skin color or the basis of their name. Some immigration experts suggested ICE officers might have racially profiled them and mistaken them for Hispanic. Now, if you don't believe our Native brothers and sisters, our indigenous brothers and sisters of this country saying this, remember, they're locking up American citizens. We have documented stories. They have arrested and detained teenagers who are Black. We have these stories. They have shot white folk in the face. We have the stories. So if you think somehow that indigenous people have been immune to the insanity of this outfit, come on. In an account, one man being swept up by ICE said, Jose Roberto Ramirez, a Red Lake descendant, told a reporter by ICT that he was trailed by an SUV, that when he parked in a grocery store parking lot, he was dragged out of his vehicle without explanation and detained for several hours. Ramirez said he felt like he had been kidnapped. He was subsequently released without any charges. I have to remind everyone, if you violate the rights of individuals while in uniform, you can be criminally prosecuted by a future Department of Justice, period. There's a criminal statute that coincides with the civil statute for the violation of civil rights. All right, Sharon, thoughts here.
I'm so glad you pointed that out. That's great to know, and it must be done. I will personally go to every town hall, anybody running for office. That's my litmus test. Prosecute everyone, right down to the lowest level employee. Sorry you didn't know, but we've got to get zero tolerance for this kind of behavior. And I'm going to tell you something, quite frankly, the world is and should be grateful to Black and brown people for not behaving in kind. Can you imagine if in a chocolate city like where I sit today, Atlanta, we just began stopping and frisking all white people? Just because Atlanta's Black, it's predominantly Black. So maybe we'll stop you from going about your business every day, even if we detain you for 5 minutes. We have questions that you must answer. And where's your paperwork? Can you imagine how that would go over? Is that what it's going to take, Doc, for certain people to get it? Non-people of color, for them to get it?
You know, the irony is, because Black folk, brown folk, we have never been that, and we won't. That won't be our character. In a reactionary sense, an atmospheric sense, that can happen. It's just not the culture, the character. But here's what routinely does happen. The same powers that be who happen to be white and bigoted will start to target individuals who are white who may not be racist, who may not actually agree with them. Some may agree with them, but it's only when it starts to happen to them that they then see it from the perspective of them being a victim of a tyrannical government, all right? But empowerment is what we have individually. Collectively, we have a revolution.